Hello everyone, this is the week 1 video for our capstone class. I'm just going to briefly cover some elements with the hopes that everyone will be able to attend our online virtual meeting on Tuesday night. We'll cover all of these concepts in greater detail on the face-to-face meeting. I just think that the ability for you to ask questions as I go through this makes things a little bit easier. A lot of content that we'll need to cover. So if the virtual meeting doesn't work out for everyone, I am free to take individual calls, questions, emails, and or to meet up sometime. But the hope would be that we meet up as groups, especially once you guys form your research groups, to cover some of those topics. So let's go ahead and get started with the week 1 concepts. I've already talked a little bit about the virtual meetings. So the way that's going to work is 4 times during the course of 580, and then 4 additional times for the second half of the course in Spring 1. We'll meet on through Google Hangouts, and as long as you guys need to meet, half hour, 45 minutes. We'll probably break these into groups with your small groups and meet that way. We'll also meet as whole groups to cover some whole content area. But for the most part, I want to be able to meet up with you guys. I think it's really important that we spend some time as a cohort, with groups of 3 or 4, with me involved in your chat rooms, whether you guys are working on your papers or via Google Docs, but letting me know when you guys are going to be there so I can help facilitate. It's a group project, and please treat me as part of that group. I mentioned in the welcome video that I do live in the Inland Empire, so if we need to meet face-to-face, that is also an option. All of our meeting times will be Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. On to the content. The first thing is to make sure you guys read through the syllabus. A lot of important information on the syllabus, as always. Also, more important is the capstone handbook. If you haven't looked at it yet, it's 100+ pages. A lot of information there. I'll help guide you through that, but there's too much information in there for me to try covering on my own, so I do need to ask that you guys make sure that you have taken the opportunity to read through that, at least look through it, become familiar with the elements of your capstone project, the 4 chapters, and some of those due dates and the timeline. We'll cover those more specifically as those dates come up. The next thing is, I've already kind of mentioned, sorry I'm moving this around, I'm on vacation and I forgot my charger for my iPad, or for my iMac, but I have my iPad, so I'm recording this on my little iPad. So let me readjust here and turn the page of my book. So now let's talk about your groups. Your capstone project is a group project. You will work in groups of 2 or 3. I've set up 4 groups of 3 on the Blackboard page. You can self-select your groups. Everybody needs to be in a group, and I'm hoping that groups of 3 works. It works for me because that means there's 4 projects going at the same time. If we do groups of 2, that means there's 6 projects. I can do that. It's not that big of a deal, but I want to encourage you guys. Groups of 3 means that you're dividing your workload by 3 of you instead of by 2 of you, and I just think that that's a little bit easier of a task for everyone to do. The capstone project does break down nicely into groups for 3. You can also do a group of 1, which is not really recommended. You are held to the exact same responsibilities as the group of 3. But if you decide to go solo, That is an option. It does require special permission from the dean, so you would have to fill out an application to do that. If you're interested in doing a solo project, I need you to let me know right away so we can get that process started. So we'll start those groups. I would like to have your groups, if you haven't done so already, in place by week 2. The next thing is your NIH survey, which is your health. This is always strange. We have to go through a health certification and an IRB proposal, which is your institutional review board, because we're conducting a research project and we are using live human samples, our students. So you're going to have to take a certification course. It's all on Blackboard. And you will have to submit your IRB study. Some of the questions they ask are going to be, are we going to do any sleep deprivation studies, medical research, collect any hair samples, blood samples, are we doing any medical-based things like that, because it's the same process, even though what we're doing has nothing to do with medical-based research. We have to answer those questions and go through the training process, much like we would be doing for any research study on human subjects. So that is I believe it's an hour and a half process. You watch the little video clips, take the little quiz, the NIH certification. I would encourage you guys to get that done as soon as possible. Once again, the links are on the Blackboard page, and take care of that. Everyone will need their own certification to be part of the group, and then that copy of that certification gets submitted with your IRB proposal. IRB proposal will cover, I believe, in week 5, maybe week 6, that's down the road, but we don't want to be waiting for the NIH certification when we're trying to get our IRB certification going. Next is weeks 1 and 2 assignments. There are some assignment tabs and some assignments that are due week 1 and 2. One of those assignments is to basically review another project and to get just so that you get a chance to see what it is that the expectations are. The second assignment is very simple, and that is that you are going to come up with a concept of what your capstone research project will be. That is an individual assignment, but makes it a little bit complicated. It's an individual assignment, but you're going to be telling me what you and 2 others are going to be working on. So all those assignments are provided in detail in the syllabus and on Blackboard, and we'll work through that. I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday night. One last piece about the Tuesday night meetings. Our virtual meetings are not mandatory, but strongly recommended. I will be there on Tuesday nights to answer any and all questions that you might have. I will answer questions outside of those meetings, but this would be just a great time to be able to get together and to talk through some of those issues. If you have any other questions, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text message, and I will see you guys later.